After a cute little hiatus, I am back for the weekend, but I'm not gonna lie, guys, this is a rough one. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your resident weekend vlogger, Laura Writes. If you're new here, hi, I'm Laura. I write young adult horror, and I like to make these weekend vlogs every weekend where I chronicle my journey toward becoming a traditionally published YA horror author. I do work during the week as well, but I don't vlog during the week, only on the weekends, because during the week I have a 9-to-5 job that afterwards I'm not in the mood to vlog. I actually did not do a weekend vlog last weekend. I think that was only one of 2 weekends I've missed in the last few months. The other one was because my card broke. There's nothing I could do about that. But I just needed a break from after Nano and needed to get some projects done around the house and do some decorating and just things. And I just needed like a weekend with the fam, you know? And I was very excited to be able to vlog this weekend and get a lot of work done. Oh, I guess I should mention it's Saturday already, December 12th. And I'm just now starting the vlog because I almost didn't make a vlog again. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, then you should already know this. If not, you can follow me there. My handles should be on the screen. But on Friday, while I was at work, my dad FaceTimed me to tell me that he tested positive for COVID. And needless to say, I didn't handle that very well. My dad has been extremely vigilant about this. He works in a medical facility, so he has a very high exposure rate. So he does, like, I mean, they're like so careful, you guys. He never goes anywhere without a mask. They take his temperature 3 times a day. He gets COVID testing 3 times a week. And this was just one of his routine tests. He didn't have any symptoms or anything at the time. It was just one of the routine ones he has to do for work. And it came up positive. And so we don't know how he got it or how he was exposed. I mean, obviously it must have been something at work, and it's a little, I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, but it's very frustrating to me because my dad did everything right. He was doing everything you're supposed to, and because of other people making negligent choices, and because my dad, you know, because we live in this stupid society where our government will not pay us to stay home, my dad had to continue to go to work, and he caught it even though he was doing everything right. So anyway, I was very upset yesterday. If you guys know, I have been extremely anxious about this virus the whole time. My dad does have some health issues that make me concerned about him getting it. I've been just terrified this whole time about both of my parents. They both have to continue to work out of the home, and they both work in sectors where they are in contact with actual, like, sick people, and so they both are very cautious. But my dad has some health issues. My mom also has health issues, where I'm scared about how they're going to fare with the virus, if I'm being completely honest. So yesterday was really rough for me. I could not start the vlog. I couldn't even finish work. I was just very upset and just so stressed out. But anyway, as of right now, he is feeling fine. The only symptom he has is he's lost his sense of taste. So he can't really taste anything, but he's not coughing or having breathing problems. He said he's a little tired, but that's it. He didn't start getting the symptoms until after he tested positive. So if that's something for people to know, like, and they're pretty mild. So if he didn't have to do it for work, he probably would have continued to not think anything of it. So I don't know. But anyway, I thought about not doing the vlog again this weekend because I'm in a really weird headspace, and I'm extremely just, I'm just so like freaked out and worried, and I'm trying to like put positive energy into the atmosphere and like manifest and like just think good, positive, healing thoughts and vibes. So if you guys can send good, positive, healing vibes to my dad, I would really, really appreciate it. But anyway, so I just wasn't sure, like, but I just been sitting around, like, just stressing and worrying and thinking about it, and I need to get back to my normalcy because it's not helping anything, and I want to get work done and I want to be distracted. So I thought, okay, let's get some work done. Let's do the vlog. I don't know how much I'm gonna get done. I think their daddy just got home. I don't know how much I'm gonna get done, but I guess, you know, we'll see, and I am gonna work on some. So all that negative stuff aside, what are my plans for the weekend? So in my last vlog, if you haven't seen that, I'll link it down in the description. I talked about working on the plotting Bible. And so an element of the questions that I'm doing the questions from Story Genius, the 37 questions. Well, some of the questions want, like, she wants you to come up with your first scene and then write a draft of the first scene, and I just don't want to do that. I want to get all the planning done before I start writing any scenes. So even though that's what she's suggesting, I don't want to do that. So she had to do that, and then she skips ahead to do other scenes. So I'm just going to skip to the scene stuff where I start filling in scene cards, because I already have a lot of these scenes from the previous version that are still going to work, just with some changes. So I want to start filling some of those out and making suggestions. So I said in previous videos that, like, I brainstorm best writing by hand, but I don't want to have the scene cards only by hand. So I do have them in my plotting Bible, so that when a scene card is finished, then I will transfer that information into the plotting Bible file. But I just have little bits and parts of different scene information, like the parts that are gonna stay from the original. So I want to just start jotting these down in the different scene cards. And it's something I can do now at the computer, because as you guys know, my laptop is still out of commission, and Aaron needs the computer a lot, the iMac. So I printed a bunch of scene cards, and I'm gonna slowly work on filling some of those in. That's kind of like where my focus is going to be, and see how much I can get done, because like I said, a lot of these scenes I've already figured out. I just gotta build the scene cards. So I'll show those scene cards in a little bit. I've shown them before, but I'll show you again, and kind of like where I'm filling things in and stuff. But I think that's what I'm gonna kind of work on this weekend, and just because I have so much that I'm like, that's sitting up here of like all these changes I need to make it horror, and I just need to like, I just need to get them out, you know? So I think I would follow more closely the 37 questions if this was like a brand new project where I didn't have a lot of these scenes already, but I do. Also, I'm struggling with the setup. So I have all the things, but the setup of the book has to be different because of the horror aspect, and I'm really struggling. I have a couple different options, and I still need to weigh that. So I'm still doing like a lot of marinating on that, please. But yeah, I want to get some progress done, so I'm gonna start working on the scene cards. My hair is looking so crazy, but yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. But yeah, so I'm gonna go grab those printed scene cards and work on that, and then I'll catch up with you in a little bit and let you know how that's, you know, going. Good morning, everyone. It's your messy girl Laura here, who just never brushes her hair or changes out of pajamas or tries in any possible way to look halfway decent for the, you know, handful of you that actually watch my videos. Just kidding. It's actually not morning. It is 1:35 p.m. on Sunday. What is today actually? The 13th, right? I feel like I never know the day. Yeah, it's the 13th. I had one clip yesterday. As you guys know, I've just been like in such a weird space. Updated my dad, so far so good. No other symptoms other than losing taste. So that's making me feel a little bit better, because he's had it for a few days now, and so far, you know, things are okay. But I was in a weird headspace yesterday, and I worked on some. I should have just updated you guys last night, but you know, whatever. But I did work some. So I got out my scene cards. Oh, I want to show you, hold on. So like, I printed a bunch of the scene cards, and I'm working on filling some of them in with information that I already know. And also, like, this is the opening image. So like, I put some notes really quick to myself of things I need to remember to have in the opening image. And I'm gonna be filling these out. And so I've been filling out some of these. I was doing this while watching Chicago Fire last night, of like things I know are going to happen, just to kind of get the ball rolling on that. So now this morning, I have also been working on my book. So changing it to horror works most ways, and I already know how I'm gonna change so much of it, because it was already kind of leaning that way for acts 2 and 3. But act 1 is gonna have to change in terms of the setup and like the premise, because in order for this to work the way I've thought about it, my main character has to have been out of town and is now back home. So I have to think about like all these questions. I have all these questions like, okay, well, why was she out of town, right? So, and other variables, right? So that's what I've been kind of trying to work through, and I've been I was gonna say brainballing. I was gonna say like spitballing and like brainstorming. So I've been trying to turn off my phone. I've been trying to do that this morning, and we're kind of working through the scenario. So what I did first was write down questions that I had. So just to kind of give you guys an idea of the kinds of questions, because this doesn't really, I don't think, yeah, this doesn't spoil anything in my book. So my questions are, where was she and what was she doing? Why did she come back? Why can't she just leave again? Like, why is that not an option? What is the current state that she's in that like must end? Because, you know, Save the Cat says like the stasis equals death. So like, what was the stasis that like she needs it to be different? Why doesn't she want her parents to know? That has to do with like specifics of the book, but there's like some things that happen that she doesn't want her parents to know about. So I need to know like why would she not want them to know? And then also the role of therapy in the book, because I've gone back and forth with having a therapist aspect to the book. So those are some questions. So my first is like, where was she and what was she doing? And then trying to use, I had 3 different options. I don't want to tell you those because that does start to spoil stuff. But I ended up with 3 different places she could have been and what she was doing while she was at those places. So then Aaron and I were brainstorming, okay, let's play through each scenario. If she was at place number 1, right, how could I answer these other questions? And then, you know, place number 2, how could I answer these other questions? And place number 3, how can I answer these questions? And then, even though we went through scenario 1 and it seems really like a good option, and I think we've kind of worked out all the kinks, I want to do options 2 and 3 to make sure I'm making the best decision and not just going with the first one because I could make it work, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm working on right now, but we're about to break to take some lunch, eat some lunch because I haven't had lunch yet. But so far, option 1 is working. But this is kind of like, I wanted to bring this up to like recommend, like if you're really struggling with like, to like play through all the scenarios, right? Like, okay, I could do this. She could have been here for this, you know, place 2 or place 3. And then what other questions do you have? Like, what other like holes would there be in the plot? And then try to answer them based on the different options that you chose. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm gonna eat some lunch and then get back to this, and Aaron and I are gonna go through places 2 and 3, and then I'll update you on how that went. And hopefully that will help me be able to then get into creating scene cards for Act 1. Hey guys, here to do another quick check-in. I think it is, what time is it? It is 7:06 p.m. So I brainstormed some more on my book, and also while I was thinking through some things and writing down and like kind of playing through different scenarios, I did watch Alexa Dunn had some sci-fi debut authors on her channel, like there's 5 other ones. So I watched that. I had that on the TV while I was brainstorming and working on stuff with my book, and it was really interesting. I always love hearing people talk about writing books. I always love that. I also love talking about debuts, and I also really like sci-fi. I love sci-fi. I like watching sci-fi movies. I read sci-fi books. I actually have many sci-fi and speculative fiction ideas. I tried writing, my first book was a speculative fiction that I wrote years ago that I just wasn't prepared to write science fiction. I think I could do better now, probably, but I just don't know if that's the direction I want to go right now. It's definitely something I want to pursue in the future, so I was very interested to hear what people were talking about because I love sci-fi and I have so many good sci-fi ideas, you guys. Plus, I love dystopians, which are totally sci-fi. They're like my favorite. Honestly, they're just so good. But anyway, so I watched that and brainstormed, and we kind of worked through the 3 different scenarios for the setup of my book, and I think we settled on the first one, which I thought was really good. We kind of played through, we definitely 100% eliminated the third one, and the second one, I still may end up switching and going back to that one if the first one doesn't play out right, but I think the first one right now feels like the one that has the biggest potential for conflict, to like have residual conflict, than the second option of like where she was and what she was doing prior to the book. So I'm gonna play through that scenario right now, and I'm going to work on writing more on my scene cards. And what's really good about the scene cards is, here, let me show you a blank one. I know the lighting's not great, so let me try to like, where you can kind of see them. So I made the scene card big enough, so it's basically almost the full page. But I did this separately because I want to be able to write notes that are things that are not related to these specific questions on the scene card, and I can write on the back. So I didn't print on the back of these so that I can write on the back of these any additional notes or things I want to think about. Now, as you guys know, I am using these in addition to my plotting Bible. Right now, I'm just kind of working on the scenes that I definitely know, because this was already a book in progress prior to the plotting Bible. So I have scenes, and I've already used Save the Cat to some extent, so I'm just like transferring over the scenes that I know I'm gonna definitely keep. And then when I start figuring out some of those additional scenes, I'm going to be using the plotting Bible aspect of it more to like look over all the like advice that I, you know, contributed to each of those sections. What I am using right now while I'm working on these is I do have Save the Cat, because I'm reminding myself of some of the elements of these things. So when I make some of these changes to the scenes, that I'm still sticking to like what should be there. Also, there's a section, so the section at the back of the book talks about genres, and the book that I'm writing falls in under the monster in the house genre. So I was also using that section to make sure I have all of those elements, and I like that section as well because it applies the beats to examples of monster in the house. So that has been really, really helpful for me to think about how to translate some of my scenes into those beats in a horror way. So being very productive today, y'all. So I'm feeling really good about that. And I feel good about the decision. I don't feel 100% just because I'm not sure 100, but I'm like 95% sure that's the avenue I need to go, and that's the way I'm gonna go. So that is what I'm working on right now. Just jotting down the scenes I already know and using Save the Cat to kind of write them. Once I have a full scene card complete, I will transfer that information into the plotting Bible so that I don't have it just in paper, because I like to brainstorm on paper. That's just how my brain works. I have tons of like, Erin and I were working out all of my ideas, and I was just like writing it all down on paper and stuff, because it's just, I can't brainstorm on the computer. I just can't. It doesn't work for me. My brain isn't linear like that. I'm more of a, which is so weird because when I write essays, I'm very linear. I'm very outline based, and I could 100% outline an essay for the most part, actually, on, I mean, maybe a little bit on paper, but most of it can be on the computer. But when it comes to creative stuff, I'm more of a mind map kind of person, where like I'll have like something in the middle, and then I have lines going to things and circles going around, and like my brain just goes all over the place. So that's how I've been working on things. That's what I'm doing in terms of this with the plotting Bible. I will be keeping these scene cards, but I don't want them just on paper because paper can get lost or whatever. And I made that mistake before prior to this on version 2 with index cards, so I don't want to do that again. So what I'm going to do though is I am going to paper hole punch these and put them in a binder in the order that I have them, and just kind of keep them in that as like a secondary. I was originally going to print out the entire plotting Bible and put it in a binder and then have these scene cards in there, but that just seemed like way too much. That's too extra even for me. So I'm keeping it in there as a reference. It's basically like the plotting Bible is a reference guide, right? So it's like when I'm working on each section, I can look at all the advice that I've liked about those sections in one place together, so I don't have to go to each book individually to work out the scenes. So that's what I'm doing. And yeah, because I was doing the 37 questions, but like I said, it's a little different if this was like a new concept, because a lot of those things I didn't know, but the 37 questions like was helping you develop your ideas, where I really just kind of needed to use some of the 37 questions to develop the ways I was going to change the book. And so now it's at the part of the 37 questions where it's like, oh, think about your first scene, or think about, and I already have a lot of these already, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm just like jumping into working on the scene cards. So that's what I'm doing right now, but we're about to watch our Christmas movie. As you guys know, I'm doing 25 Days of Christmas, where we watch a Christmas movie every single day. We usually do 31 Days of Halloween, but this year we did do that, and we added 25 Days of Christmas. If you want to follow me on Instagram to see what movies you're watching and what we thought of them, I share those on my Instagram, so make sure that you follow me there. So yeah, so we're about to watch a movie tonight. We're gonna watch Jingle Jangle, which is a new movie on Netflix. I'm excited about that. And we're gonna have dinner. We're having burgers and tater tots. And then yeah, then I'm gonna get back to work. And I'm gonna try to work on some more of these thing cards later, after the movie and dinner, and maybe even during the movie after dinner. A girl can multitask, right? So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm talking a lot, really fast. Oh, and I did FaceTime with my dad. So far, everything is still good. He did lose taste and smell, and he is very tired, but so far breathing is good. No like sore throat or coughing or anything. So fingers crossed, positive healing vibes and energy for my dad that he stays with low symptoms. And yeah, this is about at least day 4. He doesn't know exactly what day he got it, but he took the test on Thursday and it came back positive Friday. So that means he had to have had it on Thursday. So this would be technically at least, at the very least, day 4. So yeah, so I'm feeling hopeful, and it's been weighing on me very heavily, and it's always in the back of my mind, but I'm trying to like push forward and stay busy so that I don't stress so much about it. So okay, well, Aaron's gathering up the dinner stuff right now, so I'm gonna finish a couple more things right here, and then we're gonna watch the movie and eat. Hey guys, it's like 1 a.m. now, and I should totally be in bed because I have to work in the morning. Oh my gosh, I've been drinking Crystal Light, and I think it made my lips and my tongue really red, so that's what that's about. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of wrap up how the rest of the day went, and I'm just like, you know, where do I even go with this, you know? Like, this was not the best weekend vlog, because this was not the best weekend for me. I spent a lot of it worrying about my dad, and then trying not to worry about my dad, but then like still worrying about my dad, and also everything just feels kind of like stressful and heavy right now. Yeah, it's just like put me in a weird headspace. And so I've been trying to, as you know, work on figuring out the setup for my book, and that has been stressing me out, because I know this is like part of the process where like it takes you time and you really gotta think about it and figure stuff out, but like I'm so frustrated that like this seems to be taking me a long time. I know in the last clip I told you like, oh, I figured it out, I'm gonna go with like the first version, but then I started like trying to use that to plot stuff out, even though I'd already kind of worked stuff out and I thought it was gonna work. Then when I really started doing it more, I was like, oh, I don't think this is the direction I want to go. Not that it won't work, but I feel like, you know, certain choices change the tone and the trajectory and like the theme, like not the theme, but do you know what I'm trying to say? So I'm thinking now that it's not gonna work, and I'm gonna need to go with 2. But it's like, I don't feel confident about that. And I don't know how much of that is like because I'm just like insecure about my writing, and I have anxiety and I second guess every decision I ever make, or if it's just like maybe not the right decision. So I don't know. I need to think on it more. So that's really what I did this weekend, was trying to like play through all the different options and weigh out all the scenarios. And I feel like I have a better grasp at the end of the weekend than I did at the beginning, but I still don't have like a definite, but I have like a tentative, I think option 2. So I'm gonna continue to work on that this week. Really just like letting it think, you know, like while I'm working and stuff, like thinking about it and just kind of playing through the scenarios, seeing if that's gonna work, and then hopefully by next weekend when you see me again, I'll be in better spirits. I'll be more like for sure how I want to do it, and I'll be, you know, just filling out them scene cards like nothing. This is my last week before Christmas vacation, because I took the week of Christmas off. We already get Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off, so I took the first 3 days of the week. So starting Saturday will be my 1 of 9 days off in a row. So I'm hoping, sorry, I'm like so tired. All of a sudden, I was like, why am I not tired? Like 20 minutes ago, and then all of a sudden it just hit me. But I am hoping to get a lot done during that time. Yeah, so I apologize for like the low-key vlog. I spent most of my time, like I said, in bed, basically. I think all my clips are in bed. Just like watching TV and, you know, working on reading back through Save the Cat and trying to play through different scenarios for my book. I did want to mention too, that if you have not watched Jingle Jangle on Netflix, watch it. It is a fantastic Christmas movie. It's a musical. It's so good. Like, watch it, okay? But anyway, yeah. Oh, I haven't mentioned this. I haven't meaning to mention this, but I also didn't film any videos this weekend for my channel. So at least this vlog is going up, but that's probably gonna be it because I just could not get into the headspace. I'm not happy about it, I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is. I'm gonna try to just move on and be okay with, look, like, I'm going through some family stress, you know? Like, I'm allowed to, like, right? Am I? Aren't I? Am I? Am I? Aren't I? I don't know. Well, I don't know. But I didn't film any videos. So this will probably be the only video that goes up this week. But I'm hoping during my 9 days off, I'll be clearer headed. My dad will be in the clear, I hope, by then. And, yeah, so if you can, keep sending positive healing vibes to my dad. And, you know, if you enjoyed hanging out with me this weekend and you're not already subscribed, please be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can hang out with me future weekends. And if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up because it lets YouTube know that other people might like it too. And hopefully I'll see you in better spirits next weekend. Thanks so much, as always, for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!